houses at the venerable Superdome in downtown New Orleans.
Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive.
They're led out by a three-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw here, Dalton. And his throw is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Now here are the Seahawks. To start their first drive.
They'll be led out by Sam Darnold in his 5th year now out of USC.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
This defense for the Saints, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents out.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 and what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. He rifles one that's intercepted. P.J. Williams with a pick. And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Derek Stingley, he got there in a hurry, and he earns the TFL.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Dalton. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10.
He'll find its tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago.
23 carries, 107 yards.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect there was more from him on the way after that type of a game.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Saints coming out now to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Play action here with Dalton. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10.
This one taken in by Olave.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. It's a gain of 6. 3rd down from the gun. Dalton got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnson.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 21 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's been a touchdown machine for this season. He's #1 in the league in rushing touchdowns. So that has to help the entire offense as a whole. play-action passes, other people have a chance to touch the football because if you're a defense, you absolutely have to key on him.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
A first down throw coming for Dalton.
Again, it's Johnson. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Now Dalton.
We'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And now whistles and a flag. I think we got to jump here. And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
Now in his 6th season, Kamara just continues to be one of the best dual-purpose backs in football. He's never missed a Pro Bowl, and he has the most total yards in the NFL since entering the league in 2017. He actually played in his fewest games in a season last year and still had over 1,300 yards.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He's got it.
And the Saints are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Even in a down year statistically, Juice Landry still produced over 50 catches to lead Cleveland in his final season there. A milestone awaits Landry, though, this season. He's almost a lock to jump into the top 50 all-time for receptions. One of those goes for a first down this time.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Before hammering for the goal line, he loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They were just trying to give their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only
Walker hit and the ball is out.
But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
The fumble on first down now. Here's 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Walker.
And some room to work.
95 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
He tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
The Seahawks are the perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to gallop the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Now to the ground, here's Walker.
And he's got some space here. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Back to Walker on 1st down. Down to the 22-yard line.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. It was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. Zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do?
He completes it to Olave.
And up to the 35 before the... The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Dalton now to pass.
That's Olave bringing in another one.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down. Throwing, Dalton. And he's got the hook up to Landry.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. You call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
A gain there of 21 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Dalton's throw. Now the ball comes loose, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call it a timeout. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we sit, message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. We welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket, beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. Third quarter begins with a run by Walker. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try for the first with Walker. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Now Darnold keeps it. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Walker now on 1st and 10. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from the rookie, Kenneth Walker.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
And Dalton to throw.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw.
The pass caught by Olave. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Kamara up the middle.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Andy Dalton. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That one good for 26 and a first down.
But look what we have here. A sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Kamara try the right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Alvin Kamara
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Saints have got it back to within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Back out now comes Kenneth Walker and the Seattle offense.
He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over.
And he loses the football a second time. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
All right, let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story as he was approaching 19 miles an hour on that one.
Passing, it's Dalton. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a good effort there after the catch. He looked the ball in and then tried to get it to the goal line. What a nice tackle to get him down. But they're set up well now. 1st and goal at the 1.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Let's look at the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. That time a 6-play drive.
And it's polished off through the air with a touchdown to Alvin Kamara.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
We need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
46 yards on the ground for him so far.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, we all know possessions are crucial in a tie game, and let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
We always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Dalton
Complete to Olave on the out route.
Touchdown, Saints!
Chris Olave.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints have broken our tie and have taken a fourth quarter lead.
What's good on the extra point? And the lead is now 21-14. So they'll drive 7 plays in length.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown.
No return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And out now come the Seahawks.
And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold.
Pass caught, it's Romeo Doubs. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Seahawks.
Darnold from the gun. And he's got room.
And Darnold going to slide to the ground here, but not before he does pick up the first down.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Darnold on first down. And the Saints pressure gets him. 1 down for a sack. Cameron Jordan make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Throwing on second and long. Darnold. And that is incomplete. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on third and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
Here's Darnold.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Well, they were 2 for 3 on fourth down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that will keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This to perhaps salt this one away. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and this will remain a one-touchdown game. But things just got interesting. They tried for the long field goal there to salt this one away. They don't get it, and now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drop.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting it.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage.
Now Darnold.
His throw incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play.
Darnold.
He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Darnold to throw. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game.
And looky there, Charles, just acquired, already making an impact on the defensive side of the football.
Maybe not a superstar, but he does a few things well, and I think they'll emphasize that in his new role with this team.
Dalton down to a knee, and that'll be all she wrote.
Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the fourth quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah, trailed coming into the last frame. Got it done, taking the knee.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both off.
Yeah, that my Brooklyn go see Chirac, Southside, C12 911, grr to the Riasi, we still outside. Mine on the riches, hard in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thriving. Ghana boy stocks on the rise, Charlie. This